Welcome back to WEGS Garage. Today we're going to be working on getting our transmission cover put back in our 1964 Triumph TR4. So we've got a little bit of wiring to do. We got some modifications to make to the cover. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll have that all buttoned up and we'll be, I guess, back to where we were like 5 months ago before we took the transmission out. So that's what we're going to do today. Stay tuned. This is the current state of our interior. Transmission's in, the cover's not on, and we've had the cover on before, so all the holes and everything are drilled, so it should fit back in pretty nicely. So what we need to do today is I need to clean up all these wires over here. They're kind of just tucked away. It's a little bit of a mess, so I'm going to work on getting that cleaned up. While I'm doing that, Dad is going to make a couple of modifications to our transmission tunnel, which is over there. And that is, we're going to add an access port for this oil fill plug right here. And we're also going to make a little panel that allows you to access the solenoid. And I've never really seen that in any catalogs or anywhere else. But it seems like a really good idea, so we're going to make a little sheet metal cover and cut a hole there so that if you ever needed to adjust this solenoid, you might be able to do it without taking the whole cover off. I think it'd be pretty tough to access, but at least maybe you could kind of check its operation and make sure it works. So we're going to kind of split off today. Dad's going to work on that. I'm going to work on wiring, and we'll see where we end up.
It's got a hem so you don't have any sharp edges. See there? That's all.
Alright, so here's kind of the end result on the cover plate. There's a lot of curves on this cover that don't look like they're in that picture from the manual, but Dad managed to curve all this over really nice. Got a nice tight fit, or tight enough, and then we're just going to put a little bit of weather stripping in there just to keep the heat out of the cabin.
And the big thing is, the hole they showed in the book was only about that tall, which is fine. You could get to the solenoid to adjust it. But we decided to make this taller because that way, if that solenoid ever has to come out, you can pull your carpet up, pop this hatch, get in there, and you can actually get the screws out of the solenoid and pull the whole thing out. Hopefully we never have to do that.
So the other hole we did here was the access cover for the oil fill, and that one turned out pretty good. That's actually a part in some of the parts catalogs you can buy specifically for this. And yeah, that one's easy. Just drill a hole and the little plug just goes in there when you don't need it. So that'll be nice if we need to fill our transmission. We don't have to get under the car necessarily to do that. So now we're going to get that weather strip on. We're also going to cover it with some of this Noico sound deadening mat, just because it'll be hard to get inside there once it's in the car, just with the dash right above it. So we're going to just kind of fit a few pieces of this on there to cover everything up. Okay, well, there we got all the sound deadening mat on. That turned out really nice. Stuff's pretty easy to work with. You can really work it around some compound curves. It gets a little bit wrinkly. I know there's limits to how sharp you can bend it, but this turned out really nicely, I think. It also weighs like a lot, so that should really help cut down on noise and heat coming in here between this. And then we already had the heat foil on the inside, so hopefully that'll keep us nice and comfortable going down the road. So this thing is now ready to go back in the car. Alright, so we know from experience that putting in the transmission tunnel sucks, and this time did not disappoint. We had all the key ingredients for a pain in the butt. You got tight quarters, bolts that don't quite line up, and it's terribly hot today, so that all combined for a lot of fun. But it's in now, and I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, now we are pretty much ready to start working on putting our interior in and getting everything back together. So pretty exciting. That's all we got for today. Come back next time. WEGS Garage.